Hey everybody, welcome back to We Are Podcast Network. This is Movie Amnesia, Season 1, Episode 2, Nightmare on Elm Street, featuring Gee Fauker. If this is your first time checking out the podcast, thank you so much. Please go to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, or iTunes, and give We Are Podcast a like. And if you get a chance, head over to our social media. All links can be found in the description. We're at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at /WeArePodcast. With that said, on to the podcast. Alright everyone, welcome to the Movie Amnesia Podcast. This is Duck. Today I am joined by
Roland Gee Fauker.
Roland Gee Fauker.
So
today we are going to be talking with Roland Gee Fauker. And we're going to be talking about a movie he has not seen for a long time, or so he says. The movie we're going to watch is the original Nightmare on Elm Street.
The Nightmare on Elm Street.
So, Gee Fauker.
Yes.
I like saying your name like that. Gee Fauker. How long has it been since you've seen this movie?
Duck, it has been too long to remember. That's why they're on the Amnesia Podcast. Oh, hello.
All right, so would you say that maybe you were, 1 through 10? Like, yeah, if you were 1,
I was probably, it came out, what, in
1984. That's
1984.
Before I was born. Were you born yet?
I was born in 78. I don't even want to say the year I was born.
What year?
In 78.
78.
84, I would be, what?
6 years old.
6 years old. I probably didn't get to see it when I was 6, because I was... Well, I probably did see it when I was 6. I probably snuck and sucked it.
Who let you watch that when
I know.
you were 6?
Probably my cousin.
Did you see it in the movie theater?
No. It was on VHS.
VHS, okay.
Yeah, VHS.
So what is your memory of that? You think you were hanging out with your cousin watching it?
Yeah, probably having some popcorn. They probably were drinking or smoking or something. I don't know.
All right, so you're at a family's... You're at your cousin's house.
I'm probably
They're
somewhere.
high. They love popcorn. They love booze.
They may not have been old enough to smoke yet.
Now, did they sit you down and say, "Hey,
No, I don't.
Little baby Gee Fauker, do you want to watch this?"
No, I don't remember being
asked.
I don't remember being asked if I wanted to watch it. No, I don't.
It's rude. That is.
That is rude. That is very. I'm gonna have to talk to him about that.
So, what do you think you did?
I don't even know.
They were watching it. You kind of creeped into the room and you saw it on the TV.
I probably was pretending I was asleep, you know, and then get that one eye open, dude.
One of those things on the couch.
Yeah, and then when they look at you, you close your eyes.
Yeah, but you had it peeking.
I was peeking.
You're peeking.
That's what it's
I don't
called.
know if there's nudity in this movie or not, but maybe that's what you were peeking for.
I was looking for it, probably. I probably heard some moans.
Oh.
That's probably why it woke me up.
So do you think, you're about 6 years old maybe, at a friend's house, or a family member's house.
I would say realistically, what's the word I'm looking for?
Okay.
Realistically, I might have been 9, 10.
Okay.
And quite honestly, I really don't know.
You don't know where you were.
I don't know where
you could have
exactly
been at
I
a
was.
family or friend's house.
I just remember it was on that big TV. The big TV?
Like, what are you talking about? Like one of the floor
like
top models?
Like the big
this?
TV. Yeah, like that.
Like somebody had like a 52-inch?
No, it was on the floor with the U. It had to be
floor model TV.
Yeah, floor model
that's
TV.
Here. All right, so, and you don't know where you really were.
It had to be on VHS.
Now, with this, we kind of want to go over what you remember about it before we watch this movie. That's what the Movie Amnesia Podcast is. Pull as much from you as possible. Then we're going to watch it and see what you thought about it now that you've seen it so many years later.
Okay.
So, do you remember being afraid of this movie when you saw it?
I remember being a little boy, little afraid. Yeah.
Little boy afraid?
A little boy afraid.
Now, when you say that, like, did it carry over? Did you have nightmares afterwards? Has it been something that's followed you? And just to throw it out there, we all already know Freddy Krueger. That's what we're talking about. The idea of the monster that waits in the sleep, the boogeyman. And that's exactly what that character is. So did that follow you over the years? Were you afraid?
When I was younger, I think it might have. Yeah, I think it did. Yeah. But I'm too old to remember when I was young. I mean, we're talking about 1984 here, Doug.
Well, memory can be faulty, and that's why we like to watch these movies again and kind of bring back what we remember. Can you kind of follow the storyline in any way, shape, or form in your head? Do you know what you think happens? Character-wise, do you know what we're looking at?
I know the main character, which is Freddy Krueger. I know the black and red sweater, of course, and the claws. I remember you're not supposed to fall asleep. Mm-hmm. That was a big deal. Mm-hmm. growing up watching that, not to fall asleep.
Right.
Because Freddy's going to come get you.
Right. Maybe that's why you were awake on the couch.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because, you know, you might get...
Probably. That's probably why I got insomnia now.
Yeah, I seen it. I seen it. He stayed on the couch last night. He did not sleep. And then it was really creepy. He was hanging out over my bed in that t-shirt.
Just looking at him. Looking at him.
And he had a couple of butter knives in his hand, like the claws. I'm like, that's fucked up, dude. We'll watch it tomorrow.
Yeah, all right. But yeah, just him. That's all the... As far as, like, character names... Mm-hmm.
Do you
probably couldn't tell you nothing but Freddy, and you're not supposed to fall asleep, and he'll come see you in your dreams.
Now, do you remember why he is that way? Do you have any idea, an inkling of why he is the boogeyman? Not something that's really introduced in the first movie, but it is there.
I think he got burned. I want to say he got burned. Mm-hmm. But I'm not quite sure why, because I did watch all of them, I believe, except for maybe the last couple.
So you kind of have an idea.
Yeah, so I kind of, but now that you bring that up, I'm really interested in watching this movie.
Now, you mentioned something when we were talking about it earlier. You knew that there was a guy who acted in this movie that you did not remember was in this movie.
Johnny Depp. Mm-hmm. Johnny Depp. 1984. I'm 6. I don't know how old Johnny Depp is at that time.
57.
But he's 57 now?
No, he was 57 then.
Oh, he's 50. Okay, yeah. Well, damn, he aged well.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So, Johnny Depp is, and that's Wes Craven is a name I remembered who directed it.
You're right.
And Robert Englund is Freddy Krueger.
You're 100% correct.
As far as anybody else, Amnesia.
Really. Now, on top of that, you said that you didn't remember.
Angel Dust.
When you see this, well, yeah. PCP, we've been talking all day. You had mentioned that you knew he was in it, Johnny.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see him.
No
homo.
Murder scenes. Yeah. Complete homo. The death scenes. Do you remember any of the death scenes? This movie has at least 2 or 3 very iconic death scenes.
There's one that I remember is a bed. Then
what do you remember about that?
A white sheet, and it was a lady. I think it was a lady. Yeah, it was a lady in it.
All right, so bed, white sheet, lady.
Yeah.
And what happens?
I think she gets sucked in by the mattress, and
what happens after that?
She falls in a deep, dark. No, I don't know.
No. Well,
I want to say she's falling in a tunnel, but I don't remember much after that.
Okay, so nothing else. Okay. No. You're along the lines of what happens, you'll see, and we'll talk about it afterwards. You've got a couple bits and pieces of that scene. There's also an iconic death scene at the end. You happen to remember what that is? It's the tag, if you will. By the way, Gee Fauker is a comedian, so he understands what tags are. You got to hit the end of that. You got to hit it strong.
Yes.
Any idea how the movie ends? It has something to do with a door. That's all I'm going to say. If you can't pull it, it's no problem.
I want to because I don't want to prove my age here, so I'm trying my best to remember, and I can't.
Okay. The movie follows a series of teenagers in this town. Okay?
Yeah, I remember teenagers.
Okay. Now, do you remember boy, girl? Do you remember any of the characters? What they look like?
I remember the blondish brown, long-haired chick. There was a boy who probably was Johnny Depp. And that's... I remember a house, too. A house with glass windows.
Okay.
All right.
Most houses have those.
Is that what you look out? Is that what you look through?
I'm saying we're in an apartment right now. We have a glass window right there.
Is that what you look through?
Anything? Yeah. All right. Anything about Freddy Krueger other than you said his shirt,
his shirt, and the hat, the hat, of course, the hat, of course, and he was actually Freddy Krueger's. I want to say was pretty funny. I want to say he had some classic lines. I want to say that he probably is not as scary as people thought he was. He was pretty humorous, I think.
I haven't seen this movie in a little while, but I'm going to say yes and no to that. Mm-hmm. I think that he is funny. The character overall is funny just because he's so sarcastic and he has those great one-liners. This movie, I think, is the reason that he got so many sequels is, and you'll see this movie's a little scarier than what it eventually becomes. It becomes very tongue-in-cheek by the end of it. but I think you'll enjoy it. And at the end of the day, what works in this movie is you root for the bad guy and you root for the person who's the main hero.
Right.
So, yeah. Do you think you're going to be afraid?
I'm probably not going to sleep again tonight.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to be standing over you, dressed like Freddy Krueger.
The full outfit?
Yeah, the full outfit.
Yeah. He was weird because we did go to Michael's earlier and he's like, I got to get some markers and a red shirt and figure this shit out. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Do you have a swetter, by the way? Did you ever dress as Freddy Krueger?
I have, actually, and that's funny you bring this up. Twice in my life I've dressed up as Freddy Krueger. Once when the movie Freddy vs. Jason came out, we went to see it at the drive-in theater. It was my brother and me and my girlfriend at the time and somebody else. And we had a blast. And I planned to dress as Freddy Krueger before that. Didn't get a chance, but I dressed after that. And we went to a friend's house later and I tried to scare him. And it fucking worked. The second time I did it was dating a different girl because I base everything I do in my life off the women I've dated, which is healthy, I'm sure. I just out of fun decided to put on the face makeup and get the outfit and get a sweater and put literally the knives because I didn't have anything else and wrap them with a rubber band. And we had a pool table in my bedroom because I was pimp like that.
Oh yeah.
And I was hiding behind the pool table and then I get my at first I just said to my sister, come in the room, I gotta show you something. She came in the room, I came up and I'm like, I'm Freddy! And she's like, oh fuck, we gotta get everyone. So we individually brought every family member until my girlfriend at that time showed up. And I have it on video somewhere where I pop up and I go, oh, Freddy! And she just looks like, bitch, I'm from Philly.
Oh,
I see Freddy down the street every week. I ain't afraid of you. And also she was kind of one of them crazy bitch whores. So her eyes lit up and she's like, I'm gonna fuck the shit out of Freddy tonight.
Oh shit. Oh, so
which leads to one more story before we go. One time I was fucking her on that pool table. I mean, I'm going to tell. I'm railing. And I pull out because my pull out game is strong.
Right.
All right. I pull out, I shoot it, bing, hits her right in the fucking eye.
In the eye.
Right in the eye. Boom.
Eyeball.
Yes, right in the eyeball. And I couldn't not think about, like, you know those old cartoons where you see the sperm heading towards the egg and like I was wondering if that was going to happen to her pupil, like it was going to impregnate her pupil, but it didn't happen. But
pregnant eye.
About 10 minutes after we go out, grab a little snack, a little after coitus snack and a drink, and my mom comes up and she goes, oh my god, what happened to your eye? And my girlfriend was just like, oh, nothing, and we just laughed. So my mom saw her cum eye. I guess is the end of that story.
Come on.
You literally look utterly disgusted. I can't believe the fact I've grossed Gee Fauker out right now.
Because for your mom to see your girlfriend's cum eye.
You think she would be proud of me?
Do you think your mom knew what it actually was? That's
my mother is a very sweet and kind woman, but she does have 5 children, so I'm sure she understands what that is. But at the same time, no. I hope she did. No. But anyhow, we're going to watch this movie. We will be back. We will have more information. We'll go over what the movie was about and just kind of talk to Gee Fauker more about it.
And see if I remembered anything correct.
Yep, and as we go through it, I'm sure things are going to start popping up. So we'll talk about those moments, too.
Yeah, maybe where I actually watched it at.
Yeah. You popped up a little bit when I said something about the cum eye. I saw that a little bit.
Yeah, might have been the first time I jacked off was 1984.
Oh, shit. Quick, turn it off. Hey everyone, it's just Duck jumping in here real quick to say thank you so much for checking out the podcast today. If you're enjoying it, please head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, iTunes, and give We Are Podcast a like. And if you get a chance, head over to our social media. All links can be found in the description. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /We Are Podcast. And if you're enjoying the podcast today, please share with your friends. It's the only way we can grow this network. With that said, back to the podcast. Nancy is having nightmares about a frightening, badly scarred figure who wears a glove with razor-sharp finger knives. She soon discovers that her friends are having similar dreams. When the kids begin to die, Nancy realizes that she must stay awake to survive, uncovering the secret identity of the dream killer and his connection with the children of Elm Street. The girl plots to draw him out into the real world. Alright everybody, we are back. Gee Fauker.
Yes.
Just watched the movie. I watched along with him. I was painting during it because that's what I do. I enjoyed the hell out of that movie. What'd you think?
Man, I could tell it was done in 1984.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, it wasn't as scary as I remember it to be.
Okay, so
when I was a child.
So when you were a kid, that was...
That was like, it was way scary.
I'm going to call
way
bullshit on that, because as we're watching the movie, G is literally like going, he's going, oh no, I can't watch this, Duck. Oh, and I look over and I thought he was going to have his hands in front of his head like he was back to being 6 years old again.
You're not one supposed to see that.
No, but he was hugging a pillow the entire time. Yeah, I agree with you. It looks like an 80s film, but that's the point of it, man. It's beautiful. Like, the practical effects work. Some of it's cheesy. I do want to say some of the acting is really bad. You start to move into it, and it's okay. But almost everyone is terrible. But it works. Yeah. And I think what saves the movie, because I wasn't watching it the entire time, I was just taking it in, the music.
The music.
I remember you said that almost immediately.
Yes.
You're like, I remember this music. And you kind of moved into it. And as we're watching the movie, things would pop up and Gabe would start kind of guessing what was going to happen next. 50-50 accuracy, would you say, about half the time?
One thing that surprised me, let's go from the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
I did, from the beginning.
Starts with that opening scene where it's showing, almost in a mini letterbox, Freddy Krueger putting together his gloves.
Right.
And
which I don't remember at all.
Yeah,
but now that I see it, I remember it.
Yeah. And it immediately moves into a dream sequence with a character named Tina, who was blonde. Now, there was a blonde character and a blonde/brunette. Tina is blonde. Nancy, who ends up being the main character in the movie, is the almost brunette. Who do you think you were remembering when you said that earlier?
I was remembering Tina, and then Nancy. The more I saw Nancy, the more that... And actually, I thought Tina was the main character.
Yeah, and that's the wonderful thing about this movie, is it throws you a bit of a curveball.
I thought Tina was the main character.
Starting it with a character and then changing it over. And Wes Craven later did that in the movie Scream, which he directed in the 90s. In the beginning, the movie starts with Drew Barrymore, and you think the movie's going to follow her. And it would have, because she was a name. And then she ends up getting killed within the first scene. Right. And then the movie moves to Neve Campbell. So he kind of did an homage to himself while doing that movie. So the movie begins. Tina has a nightmare. Freddy shows up almost immediately, chasing her.
Which I remember quite vividly, as far as Freddy Krueger.
What were you wrong about, though?
The sweater, which I still... I really didn't even pay attention to the color of his sweater, though, when I watched the movie. I'm going to have to watch it again. Yeah. I said black and red. Yeah. And they said black and green.
It was black. It was red and green.
Red and green.
It was red and green. And the reason he chose that, which is he had Wes Craven had read somewhere that black... See, I keep saying
black and red, right?
Kept saying that red and green were two colors that contrasted, that almost didn't look real next to each other. Which is odd, because the two colors of Christmas are usually red and green.
Red and green,
so
right.
I always thought that was kind of weird, too.
Are you sure that wasn't black?
No, it's not black, dude. It's red and green.
Are you sure? Dark green.
No, it's
a dark green.
It's a dark green.
It's a dark green.
If you were colorblind, you might see it as black.
Black? Well, I might be colorblind.
So anyhow... We go through the movie. She wakes up. She goes to school the next day. Yes. Tina. She meets up with Nancy. She meets up with her boyfriend, who is Johnny Depp's character, which his name was Glenn, I believe.
He could have been...
he's probably a teenager, 16.
Well,
they even make a reference in the movie at one point. She hasn't slept for a couple days, Nancy, and she looks in the mirror and she goes, I almost look like I'm a 20-year-old. Right. And I'm like, bitch, you is a 20-year-old. Right. Like, what are you playing? But I was just like, all right, whatever. I thought that was kind of